thank you all for joining us. It's great to see so many people, and do keep it going in the chat. We'll dive into everything now. It doesn't seem that many of you are suffering from holiday blues, but I can tell you for sure that I am. And like mentioned earlier in the chat there, we do actually have something coming up that will get you excited, or we hope will get you excited, in the form of a virtual event. On October 15th, you're all cordially invited to our next free virtual event, which is the Be More Digital Fundraising Day. We ran the event for the first time virtually last October, before doing everything virtually kind of became a necessity. And we decided to bring it back, albeit under a new name, and at an earlier time, as we thought, this October was a better time to help charities navigate an exciting era of digital fundraising, a completely new era of digital fundraising. The event will consist of 10 sessions across 2 streams. So if you're at our Digital Leadership Day, it's very similar to that. And it'll allow charities to hear how other organisations are adapting to the new fundraising environment, with specific information on the tools and tricks that they're using in their charities, and also, the hardships that they're facing along the way and how they're dealing with that and how they're overcoming many obstacles that have been kind of put in our way recently. We're thrilled by the response so far. We just launched it just under 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, sorry, and we've almost had 800 signups so far. So you'll also have the opportunity on the day to catch up with a bunch of other charity professionals as well, and we do that via networking and some really cool breakout room stuff as well, which we'll keep under wraps for now. If you haven't signed up yet, you can do so by heading over to the Charity Digital website, hitting events in the nav bar and clicking the Be More Digital Fundraising Day block, and then hit the sign up form. Or alternatively, and somewhat simpler, you can also click the link that I believe my esteemed colleagues always just popped in the chat now. So click on that, have it open, and get yourself signed up after the webinar. So speaking of webinars, today we're here to show you how your charity can access discounted and donated tech. Now, there's a bit of background to this, so bear with me. Charity Digital has been on quite the journey since its inception in 2001. And those of you who've been with us for a while may have even known us as Tech Trust as recently as 2 years ago. Or some of you who've been with us a little bit longer might have even known us as Charity Technology Trust before that. We've had many changes over the years before coming the all singing, all dancing, discoverable entity of content, events and products that we are now. But the one constant that has been with us throughout the whole time has been our exchange program. Just to give you a little bit of background behind that, we are part of a global network called TechSoup. They operate in countless countries throughout the world, with the European headquarters based in Poland, and they are sort of global headquarters based out in San Francisco. And being part of that network allows us to provide the sector with the UK's only discounted and donated technology platform, known as the Charity Digital Exchange Program. Now, being part of that network, as well as bringing our own local partners, really does allow us to provide a wealth of technology for charities to access at cheaper and sometimes free rates. And so far, we've helped save over £260 million on charity technology investments. And the exchange platform gives you as a charity access to some of the most powerful digital tools, products and resources to help support your digital journey. We wear many hats here, and some of our most frequently asked questions revolve around the exchange and how to use it. So we thought, why not do a webinar on it and answer some of those questions in real time, and hopefully give you some real tangible takeaways, a deeper understanding, and access to some tech that you can get started with almost immediately. I will be handing over to my lovely colleague Stuart Barber, who's our client account specialist here, and Rabia Fazil, who's our customer service manager, and they'll be spending the next 15 to 20 minutes going through the nooks and crannies of the exchange platform and how you as a charity can use it to save both time and money. Then we'll run through a procurement scenario on the exchange. So we have a bit of a fictitious scenario that we can run through, and then we'll open it up to you for an extended Q&A. Wanted to make sure you have plenty of time to spend with Rabia and ask plenty of questions. Really good opportunity to make the most of our exchange experts and learn all you possibly can, essentially. And as always, before I hand over to Rabia and Stuart, I do have to remind you all of the house rules, because some have changed. To be completely transparent, this is a pre-recording. Stuart is on his holiday, so we wanted to make the most of his expertise as well for you. So we'll be playing a pre-recording that we've done earlier in the week. Everything is fine and edited, so if there's a little jumpy in spots, please please bear with us. We wanted to make sure you got all the right information that you need. Rabia is here live though, and she will be with us afterwards as I will be for a Q&A. And on the Q&A, there is a brand new feature as well, which we're going to be, I think it was trialed in the last webinar, which I missed, but it's my first time using it. So please bear with my human error. You can't upvote questions. So if there's something particular you like to see, when you hit on the Q&A button, which is sort of bottom right on your nav bar, if you're joining from the desktop, I think it's on the top right if you're on, no, I think it's still bottom if you're on the mobile, I'm not exactly sure. You can hit that and post your question in exactly the same way, but what you will see is a little thumb underneath certain questions, or underneath all the questions, sorry. If you particularly want to see that question answered, hit the thumb, that will upvote it and gives me a nice list to run through. So go ahead and do that when you do that, when you're adding questions as well. Keep chatting in the group. I can see it pinging off next to me here, and so it's good to see that people are chatting and asking questions. It's great to see such an active bunch, so keep doing it. Share stories, share ideas, share examples, and ask questions of each other as well, which is great. That's what it's there for. Peer-to-peer learning is what it's all about. As always, we will be sending the resources out, so the presentation deck along with the recording and any other resources that we happen to mention or you request throughout the day as well throughout the next hour, sorry, we'll be sending those out as well. Well, I feel like I've been talking for ages, so I'm gonna pipe down for a second and welcome Rabia and Stuart.
Hi, I'm Rabia. You might have spoken to me on the phone. You've certainly had an email from me. You might have read an article by me. You might even have heard me in a podcast. I'm the customer support manager here, and I'm joined by Stuart, and we're going to be talking about our products today.
Hi all, I'm Stuart. Again, just like Rabia, you may have spoken to me on the phone or via email, and I've also been on a few podcasts in the past.
Okay, so if we get started, and today we're going to talk all about how to get discounted tech for your charity. So to continue, throughout this webinar, we're going to be talking about the bones of registering a charity with our program, getting validated for our services. We're going to explain to you how you can access discounted and donated technology from us. We'll talk a little bit about what's available on the exchange and how to use it. We'll tell you a little bit about the difference between the product platform and the exchange, and we'll also answer some of the most frequently questions that we get about our product platform and exchange. Just a few stats for you and tell you a little bit about how great we are. Charity Digital Exchange is the UK's only software donation programme. We've helped over 36,000 charities save around £260 million, and we're very eager to keep going and keep helping more charities, especially in the times we find ourselves in.
Before we get started, we need to talk about, is my charity eligible? Basically, to be eligible for our programme, you need to be a registered charity within the UK or Channel Islands and registered with one of the charity commissions, with the HMRC, Revenue and Customs, as a charitable tax exempt organisation. We are also able to take registrations from branches of larger charities. So we've decided that we're eligible, so we're going to have a quick look at the registration. So registration is nice and simple. It comes in two parts. The first thing that you will need to do is sign up with a user account. This will become your login for the program. Once you've signed up for the user account, you'll be able to register your charity by filling out the form. The full registration can take up to 5 working days to be processed. During that time, we'll be in contact with either the outcome or a request for some further information, but really, we do it much quicker than 5 working days. So we've got you registered. What's next?
When you log in, you're going to see a number of things. So within my account, you see a couple of little tabs across your screen, and they will tell you where you sit within the program. When you click on my account and then visit the active org profile, you'll see a list of the partners you're eligible for and able to order software from. Although all charities are eligible for our program, a number of our partners have their own eligibility criteria based around the income of your charity, the type of work you do, or any other criteria that they choose to set at their discretion. Each of our product pages lists the eligibility criteria for that particular program. So if you were to visit the page on Asana, you would learn a little bit more about the type of charities that they support and a little bit more about the type of charities they choose not to support. These items are set by them. We do negotiate with our partners for updates, but the software is provided at their discretion based on the eligibility criteria that they set. There's a number of offers available, and we'll talk a little bit about what you can get from us. Here are all of our partners. It's a considerable range. You might say it's an impressive range, and it's forever being added to. Some partners come and join after a couple of years, some are constant. So people like Microsoft, Adobe, and Avast have been with us for a while and continue to do so. There's also two types of products on the program. So we have our discounted ones and our donated ones. The discounted ones are most likely subscriptions that are provided by tech partners such as Zoom, Adobe, and a few more. And to access these products, you pay us a one-off admin fee, which allows you to access their discounted subscription at a discounted rate for charities within the sector. The donated products are provided to you with one flat admin fee. Once you've paid, the software is yours and you're good to go.
So you may find when having a look at our product catalogue, you see one partner, but many offers. This is usually down to the partner having different types of offers available, such as desktop software, cloud-based software. It may also be because some of the different programs have different eligibility criteria, but you'll be able to check this within the active org profile and on all the product pages. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at some of the donation offers that we have through the catalogue. So everyone knows Office. We've got Office Standard available to us. For your cybersecurity needs, there's things like Avast, Acrobat Pro, we all know what that one does. And then something a little more unusual with an offer from Tableau, who offer some visualization products. So now we are calling these a donation. They are donations, but there is still an admin fee. We charge an administration fee for each donation request. This covers the cost of us running the Charity Digital Exchange program, and the fee ensures that Charity Digital Exchange can continue to offer these offers to the rest of the charities.
And now we're going to take a look at some of our discounted offers. So back to Adobe, they also provide online subscriptions for some of their most popular products. And like we talked about before, with the discounted ones, you'd pay a small admin fee and then you'd go on and get a discounted subscription from this partner. We've also got Lenovo for some discounted hardware for your charity. And we also have discounts available from Zoom, which, as you might have guessed, has been one of our most popular offers over the past few months and continues to be so. We're now going to talk a little bit about how to order your software through our program.
So placing your orders nice and easy. If you've done any online shopping anywhere else, you'll know how to do it with us. Navigate to our product catalogue, pop the items in your basket, hit checkout, and you can edit the amount of licenses required. At this point, you'll also be asked to check the restrictions, and that will just give you a little bit of further information on any limitations on how you can use the product, or whether there may be some extra fees involved, things like that. And then as you move through with our payment provider, which is PayPal, you will need to review and submit your order, and then enter your details and pay. Now you can pay using a credit or debit card, your PayPal account. We are also able to offer bank transfer as a service for you. If you would like to pay by bank transfer, contact the customer service team and they'll be able to set that up for you. Once you've paid for your products, you'll be looking for your fulfillment. Now, all fulfillment is completed by email, and depending on the partner, that'll be with you within as little as 2 to 20 working days.
The other side of our program focuses on validation services from a number of partners through tokens and other things. In your account, you'll be able to see which partners you're eligible for, You will also be able to view your validation token. We call it a validation token, but you can think of it as a voucher or a coupon. It becomes available to you once you've completed your registration, and it's required by a couple of our partners, including Google. Essentially, when you have a validation token, it confirms that you're a registered charity to Google and the other partners that require them. It's available within your account. You would navigate over to my account and then click on validation token. Once you've completed your registration, it can take up to 8 hours to be available. If you need a new token, you just need to differentiate a little bit. So if you've already accessed a token for Sam Smith, for your next token, you would add Sam1 and then Smith1, and that's enough to change your information and generate the new token. We have a number of validation services. One of the largest ones is Microsoft's 365 program. That's your cloud solutions, keeps you connected online, in touch with colleagues, you're able to collaborate. It also includes Google for nonprofits, Sage for your accounting needs, and Airbnb. There's more, they're available on our website. Your charity is validated for these organizations by completing your registration with us. If you'd like a bit more information about them, please get in touch and we can tell you about how they can help. Having talked about the products you can get from us, the kinds of things that are available, we're also going to take a look at the advice and guidance that's available to you. Along with offering you tech, we also offer you information about how to integrate this tech into your charity's day-to-day lives. We offer guides about how to make the most of Microsoft's 365 services. We offer download guides for the Volume Licensing Service Center and Office 2019. Our partner website within Charity Digital offers you multimedia content about tech, about all of the issues that you might be facing, such as how to work remotely, how to work around cybersecurity, and loads more. They're published in the form of articles, webinars, podcasts, and more. And if you find that there's still something else that you're looking for, or something you might have heard of but can't quite track down, please get in touch with us and we will direct you to where you need to go. We're now going to take a look at some of our most frequently asked questions.
So currently the most frequently asked question we have is, why do you have two websites? Not particularly a simple answer, but at the moment our two websites hold different information and have two different basic functions. So charitydigital.org.uk, this is our informational sites where you can access our advice, guidance, news. This includes webinars, podcasts, events, news story. This site also holds our product platform. Now, this lists all our offers, all our validation services, and also includes some information about offers that are just too good for charities to miss. Those ones you won't find on the exchange program, but there's more information on charitydigital.org.uk, and that will link you directly with the donation partner. Charity Digital Exchange, this is our transactional site. This is where you can order your software, obtain your validation token, and also holds all the extra information on validation offers for things such as Workplace by Facebook. So there are a number of other questions that we're asked all the time. One being, why is the product I'm looking for out of stock? Well, we're allocated a limited amount of licenses for our charities, and once these have been distributed, they do tend to go out of stock. We have to wait for some replenishment. This is usually just a couple of days. We're also asked things like, why can't I order Sage through your website? Sage is one of our validation partners. You'll find more offers like this where you can't order them directly, but we do the validation services for them. One of the biggest things is being a non-profit, but not necessarily a registered charity. Am I still able to take advantage of the program? Well, unfortunately here, the answer is no. Only registered charities are able to register with us. However, we are working with our partners for the inclusion of other non-profit types to be added to the program. And last but not least, why can't I log into charitydigital.org with my charitydigitalexchange.org login? Unfortunately, the two websites are currently sat on different platforms. We are working on having a single sign-in where you'll be able to access absolutely everything all in one place. However, it's not something we're able to offer at the moment, but it should be with us in the not too distant future. So this is where I'm going to say goodbye. Due to the magic of the internet, I'm not actually here today, but Robbie is going to be able to answer all your questions.
And here we are. We hope we've answered most of your questions. We hope we've given you a bit of an overview into how the program works, how it runs behind the scenes, and why we love what we do. However, there might be a few things we've missed, so please ask us some questions and we will try to shed some light on any questions that you might have.
Amazing stuff. Thank you, Rabia and Stuart. Rabia is with us now. Do you want to join us, Rabia? And we can start cracking on the questions.
Hi,
there she is.
It's always so much fun to watch yourself back. It's not cringe-inducing or awkward or anything. I wish I could watch that a second time.
Yeah. I'd love to tell you it gets easier, but it doesn't. I've done this for a while now, and it does get more and more. It always has. It's always the same, really. You can never quite get used to the sound of your own voice, however much you love talking. But before we dive into some questions, I think what might be really, really useful is to run through a sort of hypothetical charity scenario where we say hypothetical, but this happens quite often with the exchange program. So that's to make up a charity and a charity professional, although I'm not necessarily made up, I will put myself in the fray. So if I'm Chris Hall, being an avid Geordie, a proud Geordie, and like most proud Geordies, I love football. I've got black and white blood, so I've set up a charity that looks to help less advantaged children get access to maybe football coaching and equipment. Let's call it the Young Geordies Football Foundation or something like that. Lockdowns happened. I'm looking to move some of my training sessions online, do some coaching from my garden. To do this, I need obviously a way to get, my sessions online. So I'm looking for Zoom. I hear about Charity Digital Exchange, know they have Zoom on there. What exactly is it that I need to know about Zoom?
Okay, so Zoom, as you've heard, has been able to keep organizations together in the cloud. It's been able to help families connect remotely. It's been a massive lifesaver throughout the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, it was a very popular product for colleagues seeking to work remotely and broadcast to their clients and customers, and that's been the case for charities. In order to access Zoom through us, you would register with our program, as we talked about in our PowerPoint presentation, and once you're qualified, you'll be able to order the software. Now, as we talked about, all charities are eligible for our program. Our tech partners have their own criteria. So Zoom's criteria, like some of the others, are based around your mission and your income. They are supporting charities that work around the recreational space. They are supporting charities who work within the community. Something like a football charity is very much eligible. I would ask you to think about what your total income is, because they are currently supporting charities whose income is below the £10 million threshold. So unless you're a wildly successful football group, you should be fine to continue to access Zoom.
There's not many wildly successful football groups from Newcastle, I'll tell you that much, Rob. Yeah. Probably more successful football charities. So that's great. So let's say I'm a large charity. I have, met the eligibility criteria. I'm active in the community. What do I do next? How can I get it?
Okay, so you've signed up, you're registered, you would log into your account, and then once you're in, you'd navigate over to our product catalogue. It's available, so when you log in, there's a blue ribbon across the top of the Charity Digital Exchange website telling you to get started, product catalogue, partners, and so on. You're on the product catalogue. It is an extensive list. We are very proud to work with all of the tech partners that we do. It does involve a bit of scrolling, so you're going to scroll down to the bottom for the Zoom product. Within the Zoom product, there's 4 options. One is part of the Boost subscription, 2 are part of the Boost subscription plan. You would need to be a Boost customer for that. For the finer details on that, just get in touch. They have a pro plan and a business plan. Once you know which one you'd like, you click on that relevant page, and then there's a bit more info about the product. You get more benefits of the discount if you plan on using a lot of their services. If you're only planning on using one host, it might not be the most cost effective for you, but if you're planning on running 3 or 4 meeting simultaneously, you're planning on doing lots of work remotely, then you do get more of the benefits with this plan. You scroll down, you add it to your cart, and then just like any other online retailer I'm not able to mention, you complete your order and you submit it to our team. You would pay your admin fee at this point. It's processed within 3 working days. In reality, much quicker. I'm required to tell you it's 3 working days. If you haven't heard from us within that time, drop us a call, send us an email, and then we will find out what's going on and send your instructions to you. At that point, you would go over to Zoom directly and you'd sign up for the discounted subscription and start enjoying the many benefits.
Great. So I'm brand new to it. You know, I've never used Zoom before, but I'm looking forward to getting started. Had a great experience with the Exchange platform and the customer service team at Charity Digital. Is there any sort of support I can get to help me set it up, you know, to learn a little bit more about it, to kind of carry on and start delivering my training sessions?
Yep. So like like every charity, we transitioned to working from home when the lockdown was official. Well, actually, we transitioned a little bit before the official lockdown came in. Thank you, boss. And we started using Zoom quite quickly. So you'll be familiar. It's we help customers with the kind of initial stages of troubleshooting. So we can help you sign up for your subscription. We can help you with the host, your first host. Anything beyond the initial stages, Zoom, like all of our tech partners, have multiple pages of support. So you can, you know, visit the help center, submit a quick query and get your answer back. However, if you find that you just need something more specific, just pick up your phone, send us an email, and we've almost become Zoom pros ourselves, having to navigate around the system. So we will be happy to help.
Yeah, and we also, with the flip side of what we do here at Charity Digital, we have a lot of content around Zoom and how you can use it better for your organisation, and in particular how other charities are also using it to run their services specifically as well. So there's always that. So I stepped out of the mold of of Geordie Foundation General Manager there to answer that is Chris from Charity Digital. But yeah, there's always that option as well. So, you know, a month later, I've run a few training sessions, great. But what I'm realizing is I'm starting to get more and more data on, you know, that's quite, you know, the data around a lot of sensitive data. That's the word I'm looking for. I couldn't find it anywhere there. And realize that I need to kind of up my security game a little bit. You know, the Exchange platform has a few different security platforms out there, but, you know, got my eye on Avast. How does that differ from the process I've gone with Zoom? What do I need to know about Avast? Is it different eligibility criteria? How would you help me out?
Okay, so Avast, unlike many of the other, unlike some of our other ones, they are happy to help sort of every single charity at every income bracket, and they're supporting charities with every mission. So whether your work is of an educational nature, whether it's of a recreational nature, whether you work with animals or any of your great causes that you're supporting, Avast are here to help every single charity get off the ground with their solutions. We manage the Avast program in-house, so you won't actually be waiting those 3 business days. You'll get your turnaround much quicker than that. It's similar to ordering Zoom. You log in, you navigate to that blue ribbon across the top, you click on the catalog, and because it begins with an A, luckily it's right near the top, so there's none of that endless scrolling. You find your Avast product, you add it to your cart, and then your order is submitted to us. We will be in touch about how to access it via the Avast Cloud Care portal. And again, that's something that we would help you with initial troubleshooting, and we can also direct you to Avast's own pages on support should you need more specialist help.
Great. And is the procurement process exactly the same as Zoom? Do I go through those as it's slightly different?
Yeah, so it is exactly the same as Zoom. It's the same. It's identical for all of our products. So the offers differ, the tech partners differ, but the ordering process is very much the same. It's identical for each product. And when you're completing your order, you'll be flagged up with some information such as restrictions on the particular product, but it is very much the same. You select, you add it to your cart. Generally, for someone like Avast, it's good to know how many machines you might like to use it on. So that's true of Office. It's also true of someone like Adobe's offline software. So if you wanted to run a vast on, say, 3 computers, you would add 3 copies and then so on.
Magic. Well, look, thank you very much for that, Robin. I really hope that helped the audience out there, everybody here today, get a little bit more flavour of what it's like to run through the process with us. Questions are coming in thick and fast. We've got a boatload, so we've got 21 questions at the minute, so we're going to turn our attention to that. People have been upvoting them and getting used to that, which is great to see as well. I'm going to try and sit still because I'm wearing my headphones, might be distracting a few people, but I do find it generally hard to do that. So first question, and John, you've sparked a bit of conversation here. First, the question is, hi, we help disadvantaged young people and adults get jobs. A number do not have smartphones, tablets, laptops, or have problems with digital support. Can you advise on loan schemes, equipment, etc., and in general, good practice with loan schemes? Robbie, I don't know if you have any information on loan schemes. If not, I can take this one.
Okay. On Charity Digital Exchange, we're really here to help you gain the software that helps you build your charity's mission. Something is specific loan schemes. That's not something we deal with. So I'm going to have to bounce this one back to you, Chris.
Absolutely. And it's not something that we're super familiar with or have looked into too much. So I actually fielded the question to a couple of colleagues in the back end while we were going on through the webinar. And there's a lot of different things coming up. There's, certain grants that are out there that are available for Turn to Us, Fight UK Poverty and Joku over there. I remember reading an article very, very, a while ago, back in April, I think, about the government providing some form of loan scheme. But to be wholly honest with you, we're not 100% in the best position to give you some really solid advice. But what we will do, and as we kind of always do when we get stumped like this, is we'll take it away and do some research, and we'll be producing some content on this probably in the next few weeks. So if you wouldn't mind sitting on that one, John, for a while, we'll definitely come back to you with an answer. And sorry we couldn't be more helpful today. But yeah, we've started that conversation internally as well. So we've got people looking. Of course, anybody in the chat as well who has some great experience on this, please do come forward. Really be useful to share your idea. And there, I know Jonathan has put some reference in there for devices, and particularly we do have Lenovo on our exchange program, but I don't believe that's a loan scenario. But we leave it one with us. Essentially, we'll come back to you with a lot more information. So cheers for that. The next question from Robert Webb. We already have Zoom Pro licenses. Is it possible to add more at the discounted rate through this offer?
Okay. With our tech partners that offer discounted offers, we are required to tell you that you cannot add the discount to an existing subscription. And this is true of certain other products as well that you can learn more about later. Generally, it's tied to your account. So, for example, if I was to sign up as, shall we say, Rabia at zoom.com, and I have a retail plan with them already under the Pro plan, I can't then add the discount to that. Your choices at this point are to let your existing subscription come to its end and then come to us and you can create a new one. Alternatively, you could get your discounted subscription through us and then create a new account within Zoom's platform, and then you can apply the discount to that. So if I was to create a sort of Rabia 2 account at zoom.com, I could use that for my discounted subscriptions. The information would live separately. You can't combine it. So you maybe think about how your first one is due to expire and then get your discounted one after that, or maybe consider a parallel sort of situation.
Thanks, Rabia. I think Janine's question is very similar. If we already had the software, can we transfer to getting it through the program? So if we haven't quite answered that one, Janine, please let us know a bit more specific and we'll come back round to it. So next question is from Rachel Franklin. Do you have discounts or donated software for surveys, for example, SurveyMonkey or something similar?
Okay, so our offers do vary, and they do, as in what I'd say is like they're changing regularly because partners are joining and leaving the program. At the moment, SurveyMonkey are not donating through our program. We are always in talks with tech partners to consider offering their services to charities. Because SurveyMonkey don't currently work with Charity Digital Exchange, I would recommend that you contact them directly. They may have a charity plan with that they're running separately. However, if there's a particular facility within SurveyMonkey that you might like, you can reach out to us directly and we can refer to our existing product catalog and see if there's anything else we have that might help you.
Yeah, I think we recently added SurveyMonkey to the catalog. Actually, I do believe it has a charity discount, but not one that they're specifically running through us. It's more of a listing price that we take some top products from outside there that we also include as a listing. Hootsuite's one, they'll have a 50% non-profit discount. SurveyMonkey has one as well, but for the life of me, I cannot remember off the top of my head what the discount is, but I do believe they have one. We have Typeform as well, I believe, which is quite similar.
Do you mean that those live on the charity digital product platform and they are part of our referral list? So they're not something customers can order through us, but they can find the information at charitydigital.org.uk and then go through directly to that partner.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a lot of just general listings on the product side of things as well. Typeform and SurveyMonkey being one, and I believe they do have. Both have discounts, and you can access them, as Rob said, through the website and heading over to the product side of stuff. Thank you. I'm just trying to. The thing is with these up questions, they move a lot, so bear with me as I get myself in order here. Next question from Tim: can licensed, donated, or discounted software be installed on a volunteer's personal equipment?
Okay, we do get this question a lot, and it's a very good question, so thank you. Actually, everyone's questions have been very good, thank you. I don't want to do any favoritism. With volunteers, it's the nature of the work that they do. So the software is donated by all of our tech partners to help you further the work of your charity. So if you have a volunteer who works and uses that software primarily to further the work of your organization, in very rough terms, if the usage of that software is around 80 to 90% to benefit your charity, and if they sort of work within your charity and have any significant responsibilities, whether that's within operations or if they do anything that's quite significant for your charity that they could not do without that software, then yes, they are able to do so. We do advise that the software is used largely and only where possible to support the charity's work. Personal use within reason is fine, but it would be a volunteer to be eligible to use software through our program, they'd have to be using it sort of 80 to 90% of it to further the work of your charity. If it's someone who supports your charity as a volunteer in a less significant way, I'm afraid we can't extend that right now, but the details are forever changing. So please do get in touch if there's any updates.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah. Next question from John. We looked at Zoom on Charity Exchange for 3 users and it seemed more expensive than ordering direct with Zoom. Is that right? Okay.
This is right if you were to access one host. So within Zoom's offer, if you were to go with the retail costs, the amount you pay is similar to what you pay with us, including your admin fee and the discount for your first host. So you pay us an admin fee of, right now, it's about £55 plus VAT. You would then pay Zoom the equivalent of $75 US for your first discounted host. Whereas if you were to go to Zoom directly for one host at retail costs, that is the same. However, it's when you start adding additional hosts to your service and additional web add-ons to your service, that's when you really start to gain the benefits of the discount. So if you're planning on using 2 hosts and upwards, then you really would get the benefit of the discount. If you have found that you've accessed 3 hosts and you're still paying more than you would within our discounted range, please get in touch. It's possible there might be a billing issue. It's possible there's something within your account that we can refer our partners within Zoom to, and then we can resolve that for you, but that absolutely should not be the case.
Thanks, Rob. I'm sure you've cleared a lot up there for a lot of people.
That's okay. We had to learn this ourselves in the early days. It's such a great offer and there are considerable discounts to be enjoyed. It's just that when it's rolled out initially and because they have such a vast umbrella of services available in their program, it can start to look a lot like the retail costs. And I absolutely empathize that it's, when you've got budgets, I empathize that, you know, you're sort of thinking about how I can make the most of this offer without being affected by my budgetary constraints. So please get in touch if anything's happened and you're not enjoying those benefits.
Great, thanks. Next question from Liz about the registration. I wasn't aware I needed 2 separate logins. Do I need to register my charity on charityexchange.org to get a login for this site?
Okay, right. So as Stuart explained in the PowerPoint, and as we talked earlier when we were talking about SurveyMonkey, we have 2 websites. Prior to the global situation I won't mention, we were planning to integrate everything and have one single website where all of the information would live. We haven't been able to do that, although we're continuing to work towards that in the background. So the biggest thing you need to know is that if you're looking for content about how to make the most of digital for your charity, if you're looking for referrals for external organisations such as Hootsuite and more, we can learn about the offers. Your go-to place is charitydigital.org.uk. That's also the place that you register. Sorry, slightly dry throat. That's also the place that you register to access articles, podcasts, and join events such as today. If you are seeking to order software from our tech partners that are offering donations and discounted offers through our program, they all live within charitydigitalexchange.org. I fully empathise that they overlap and that they sound quite similar. I get confused between the 2 myself sometimes, but if you are, it depends entirely on the product or service you're seeking to access. And if you have any confusion, once again, please get in touch and we will be happy to direct you to the correct page and the correct platform.
Yeah, I can add a bit more flavour to that feel as well. You know, we're on the digital journey a lot like most of you, and as part of that, we're looking to really solidify the sort of 3 pillars that we do and bring them all together: the content, the events, and the products. As part of that, as many of you know, went through the rebrand, and then we got this brand new site as well. We are hoping to integrate the exchange program fully into the new site in due course, but for the minute we have the workaround. Within our product site on charitydigital.org.uk, you will find every product that we have on the exchange platform, and from there you can click through to transact. But yes, you will have to, unfortunately, at the minute, until we solve this, which is top of our list, have to dual sign up at the minute. Not ideal, we know, we get it, but we are looking to fix it. So now you know. Thank you for the question, and thanks for the answer, Rob. I really appreciate it. Another question from John: do some suppliers advertise special offers that are less cost than through the digital exchange? I'm not sure if we'll know the answer to this one, Rob, but
that's a very interesting question. The offers that come through to our program are generally decided upon by the tech partner, by the very sort of senior philanthropies teams, and they're usually based overseas, wherever that organization has its sort of a global hub. So I'm going to use Microsoft as an example. They have their philanthropies team based in San Francisco, and then they take any decisions that they would like around offers and eligibility within San Francisco, which are then distributed to the global program within TechSoup, which Chris talked about at the beginning of the call. And we then work to implement them within our local territory within the UK. If there are offers outside of what they're offering to charities through our program, if they are local to the UK, they choose not to provide those offers, any tech partner through us decides not to provide those offers, they're not always required to tell us that information. However, if you come across an offer from a partner that exists on our product catalogue and it's a better rate from what we're offering, or it's different to what we're offering, please get in touch, and then we can escalate the query through our global network within the senior people within these organizations to find out what's going on and how we can help you enjoy the best offer for your charity.
Thanks, Robs. Just a quick note before we go on, we've got about 10-15 minutes left, so but still a lot of questions. So want to make sure, if you want to see the question, specific questions answered, please do upvote them, hit that little thumbs up. That'll bring them to the top, and we'll make sure we get them asked in the next sort of 13 minutes or so. So you mentioned Microsoft there, which was a perfect happenstance. The next question is about Microsoft. Is a Microsoft Office offer a one-off payment of around £30 plus VAT, or is it a discounted annual subscription? Can you give a little bit more flavour to that?
Okay. Microsoft, like some of our partners, are eager to help charities in a number of ways. So this, in practice means that they have 3 sets of offers. So one offer is for Office around £33. And if you go with that offer, that's part of Microsoft's donated range. That's a one-off offer, one-off admin fee. The product lives locally on your computer until you replace that computer, and there are no ongoing costs for that one product from the Microsoft donated range. They also have a discounted range, and that will cover software of a more premium nature, so something like Office Professional Plus or Office Standard if you've used up the allotment that they've assigned to the donated range. So at the moment you can get a total of 50 in this range. If you need more than 50 donated products, you'd come to the discounted range, and then you'd pay a slightly higher admin fee. This is also where the more premium products live, such as Windows Server, the data center version of Windows Server, along with the other products. Within the discounted range, that's also a one-off admin fee, and the software is yours until you choose to move to a different solution. The third strand of Microsoft offers is the Microsoft 365 cloud offers, and those are the ones that live within the cloud that you would use on the move, that you would use to collaborate remotely with colleagues, and you'd have all that cloud functionality. Now, within this third tier of offers, those are provided at rates that are charged per user per month. There are some donated plans so that charities can make the most of Office in the cloud without having to pay anything. If you would like a plan with more functionality, more sort of premium levels of accessibility and more, those would then have an admin fee that is charged to you per user per month. So just to very quickly recap: donated, discounted, cloud, one-off admin fee per user per month, both donated and fees available this range. I appreciate a lot of that overlaps. I appreciate a lot of it sounds very similar. So please do get in touch if there's one particular thing that you're requiring a bit more clarity on.
Yeah, we've ran quite a lot of recent content around this as well, a few articles that we'll include in the email, because it's a bit of confusion because it's just changed its name. Am I right in thinking that, Robert? What was Office 365 is now Microsoft 365. So if you've kind of missed that, that might cause a little bit of confusion as well.
And I'm sorry, I was going to say, it's very good if you do get in touch and sort of say something, I heard this and you're telling me this. It keeps us on our toes and it makes sure that we can give you the most up-to-date information.
Champion. Liz has just dropped in a quick follow-up question. She was actually asking about re-registering the charity on Charity Digital Exchange. For example, does she need to provide the governing documents again when she re-registers?
Okay, right. So there's a couple of scenarios that might happen to charities. Within the past few years, a number of charities that were operating as charities then went up to becoming charitable incorporated organizations. When that happens, you might have been issued a new charity number, and in that case you don't need to re-register. You simply get in touch and we would update your account. In most situations, we would update your existing account with us. We would not normally ask you to register a second account unless you're in a very unique situation. So if you have a new charity number, if your income has changed, if the name of your charity has changed, or your mission has changed, if you've gone from, say, supporting animals to supporting a different group, that generally we would change your existing account. If you're in a bit of a unique situation, or if you're unsure how to proceed, just drop us a line with your charity number and then we will talk to you about what's going on. But most scenarios, no, you won't need to re-register. If it's something a bit unique or a bit niggly, get in touch.
Awesome, thank you. Next question from Julie. For example, Office 365, we do currently have this through an IT support service, so I'm thinking a separate third party. Would we need to request new licenses towards the end of the ones they currently have and start again as such? Or could they request them through us to start immediately and then cancel the ones they already have? Does that make sense?
It does, as much as these things can. Okay, so if you're working with an external IT company, the first thing I would ask you to do is refer to any paperwork or contracts you might have signed with the IT company. You might have agreed to only their support. You might have a particular time in place when you're not able to pursue support from another organization until that contract or agreement is due to expire. So please have a look at that. In terms of licenses, if your IT company is happy for you to go ahead and pursue licenses with us, you are able to do so. There's a few sort of technical ins and outs. So I would say generally, yes, that's fine, with maybe looking at some terms and conditions.
Great. Great advice, thank you. Next question from Andrew. The charity I'm involved with is already registered, and I've been looking at our qualification status. In addition to qualified, I have one organisation with a status of A82 and several listed as not started. What do those status conditions mean? I don't know if you need more information, but do your best.
That's fine. So the A82 you're seeing in your account, it's just a number that denotes what type of work your charity does and which of our partners you're eligible for. It's just a classification based on the nature of your work, how you help your service users and what you do. We come to that classification based on the information published about you on the Charity Commission's website or OSCAR or the Channel Islands, depending on where you're based. We also refer to your public domain information, so that would be your website. First, I would answer this in two parts. First of all, if you'd like to question how you're being classified or which partners you're eligible for, we can get some information from you. It's usually things like your mission statement or your aims and objectives, which we would use to talk about how you've been classified. In terms of the organisations where it says not started, generally what happens is when a new partner joins our programme, that's a new IT company that wants to sort of provide their software to you, we would update the entire database. Because we work with nearly 40,000 charities, if there's a single instance of it saying not started in your account, you just need to get in touch with us with your charity number and we can just find out what's going on. And if there's a small update needed to your account specifically, we can do that.
Brilliant, thank you. Sonali asks a question, which is probably for me, Rabia. Do you have case studies or opportunities to discuss how a specific product has worked for a charity, for example, on board for a small charity? Content-wise, we produce case studies almost on a weekly basis, Sonali. We do this both off our own back and with some tech partners as well that we work with. Not too sure what angle you're coming from, but if you'd like to reach out to us about a specific case study, please feel free to do so. You can drop an email to the customer service team. Rabia, what's that address, please?
Get in touch with us at the customer service team. It's customerservice@charitydigital.org.uk.
There you go, Sonali. Just drop us a message there and someone will get back in touch with you straight away. Great. Next question from Tim. If a charity is international and not registered in the UK, can Charity Digital still support?
Okay, so this is another one I'm going to answer in two parts. If you are based abroad and you're interested in any of our multimedia content, you're absolutely fine to go ahead and read it. You know, the offers exist, many of them exist globally. So if you find an article or a podcast that speaks to you, yes, you may do so. In terms of an offer that's available to charities within the UK, this is part of the TechSoup Global Network, and within each territory, TechSoup provides support to charities within that region. Within the UK, the offers that are published through charitydigitalexchange.org, I'm afraid, are only applicable to charities within our immediate territory. If you are based in, for example, Germany or South Africa, Kenya, or any other location, TechSoup do generally cover the globe. If you get in touch with us and just tell us which country you're in, we can direct you to the most appropriate TechSoup network for you to pursue offers. Most of our partners do support globally, but we, at the moment, are a little bit tied to the geographic locations that we're in.
Thanks, yeah. Thanks very much for that, Robert. Next question from Karen. I've logged into the exchange. We had Photoshop from us a while ago. It says that the validation token has expired, but Karen can't seem to work out how to buy the product or add to the basket if she wanted to. Okay.
So this could be a couple of things, and I would like to look at your account specifically. So once again, just drop us a line at customerservice@charitydigital.org.uk. It could be that your eligibility just needs a quick update. It could be that you do need a new token, and I can explain how to do that. Or it could also be that you're eligible for a different offer, and I can talk to you about that once you get in touch with us.
Great. And it might be the same answer for the next question, actually, which is Google said I was eligible to access their software, but when I go through the validation process with you, it says that they're not.
Yes, this could be one of two things. It could be the mission of your charity, or it could be the way in which you're regulated and registered with HMRC, but we can talk about that more specifically when you get in touch.
Great. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to find the next question, and we're running out of time, so we've only got time for a few more questions here. From Nina, do you have any products that offer internet connection for laptops? I don't think we do carry any internet provider at the minute, do we, Robert?
No, I'm afraid not at the moment. Sorry about that.
But that leads us to a good point. I mean, we're always looking to expand our product portfolio, as well as getting what we get from the TechSoup platform. We do bring our own local products as well. So if you're ever interested or would like to see us add more products to the portfolio, please do always reach out to us. We store them and do our best to try and sort of elevate that program and add more products that are useful to our audience as well as we go. The last question, we've got time for one more, and I'm sorry to do that because I know there's a teeming amount of questions there still left to be answered, but we do have a hard stop at 2 o'clock this week, so we do need to go, unfortunately. What we will do, of course, is take the rest of the questions away, have a look at them in action, most of them, so we'll have a lot of answers in the recording and in the additional information that we sent afterwards. So last question from Maria. When I registered the charity where I work many years ago, I entered the website we had at the time. Now we have a brand new website, and the last time we tried to change it on our registration, I couldn't find a way of doing this. Is there a way to do that? How can you change your website URL with Charity Digital?
So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, this is something to contact our team about. We just need your charity number and we can just update that for you. Within their accounts, customers can update a few things such as your password and your username with other things such as your website, etc. Because these things, or your income, they could have an impact on your eligibility. So it does have to be one of our team who does it, so we can make sure that your data is up to date and that you are able to get the widest range of support from offers, I mean.
Great. Well, Robert, thank you very, very much for fielding a lot of those questions there. And I hope all of you that have joined us today have got some tangible takeaways and have learned a lot as well, and learned more about the exchange program. I will thank Stuart the next time I see him when he's all nice and relaxed after his break. But yeah, big thank you. I think that was really, really helpful, a really useful piece of content for everybody, and hopefully you know a little bit more around the sort of evergreen exchange program that it is. Thanks again. As I said, the resources and slides will be available for you after the fact. We tend to take a week to sort of edit and add all the additional resources and answer some more of the questions in, so expect to see these hit your inbox in the next sort of week to 10 days. We do ask for feedback on every webinar as well. I believe that's changed a little bit. So I think when you close the webinar today, you will get a pop-up to say, would you like to leave some feedback? Hit yes, and you'll go into a really, really short survey, which just gives you the opportunity to let us know how we did and how we can improve. So thanks for that. As I mentioned, we've got a lot coming up in the next few weeks and months, of course. In October, we have Be More Digital Fundraising Day, which the link is in the chat. Head over there and sign up to join us on the day. You're in for it. There's going to be some great charity speakers specifically, which will be sharing some great insights into how they're using community fundraising to drive more impact and drive more donations, how a lot of people have quickly migrated from physical events to virtual events, as well as some good tech talks from the likes of AWS and others. Our next webinar is coming up in 2 weeks' time. We do have a webinar that will run through the key steps to building a digital strategy. We don't have a page up for this yet, but by the time we send everything out, you'll be there for you to sign up with. Another great one based on an ebook we created. So very, very, very much so worth joining on the day. Following that, in a month's time, we have kind of launched a new topic that we're going to be starting to talk a lot more about, especially given the current environment, and that's finance. It's really, really important, I think, for us to start paying attention to more digital finance and how digital can help boost our financial success. So we welcome Sage, as well as a few of our others in-house as well, to chat through that. So that is live now, so you can head over to the Charity Digital website to sign up for that. If you're a fan of our podcasts, which you all should be, the next Charity Digital podcast is on Tuesday, and it's a recap of one of the talks we had at our conference, which is putting digital at the heart of your brand. That'll be on Tuesday, September 1st, so a nice, easy listen after the bank holiday. And then following that, we will have a really interesting, really sort of new age podcast from, I sit down with Salesforce and talk about gaming for good. It's been something that, gaming and the use of Twitch and Tiltify and platforms like that has been a really good way for some charities to raise extra funds in lockdown. So join that one on September 10th. That'll be available to download from there. And you can get us through your usual podcast provider. If you've not listened to a podcast before, they're all on our website, or you go to Apple Podcasts, you go to Spotify, you go to Acast Podcasts, you hit in Charity Digital Podcast and you'll find us. Hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we release one, which tends to be every Tuesday. So lots to get excited about, and hope you join us for all of that. But before I go again, big thank you to Robert, to Stuart, and of course all of you for joining us. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone. It's been great being here. I'll speak to you all on either the phone or via email. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.